Hello guys, Zul'jin here. Welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved. Guys, look at the scenery. This game is so beyond beautiful sometimes. It's ridiculous. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. I am. Thank y'all so much for all the support on the Q&A, guys, and the series itself. As always, if you do enjoy the videos, don't forget to give me some tap on that like button to show you support for the series. And you can subscribe to the channel for more daily content. I gotta take a screenshot. This is so good, man. And this too. Look at the steam coming off the water, like the swamp guys and the waterfall. I'll tell you guys, this is such a beautiful spot. I'm really glad I picked it. So today we're gonna be doing some building, you guys. I really want to get some building underway, and it's been a little while since I've had to build, or I've gotten to build, I should say. I talk about it like it's a chore. It's really not a chore. It's kind of what I've been aiming to do, like the big build up. I've gotten a little bit of materials together, not a whole lot, and I did bring some dinos, as y'all saw last time. Since then, I've brought carrier pigeon as well. And a Cattails has kind of been my mount back and forth. You would think that I'd just fly around on Archangel all the time, but a Cattails is getting so fast in the swamp. Right now, its movement speed is 275, and it's like nothing can stop it. He's not the most powerful fighter, and sometimes he does take some damage when I go far drops, and when I head straight west from here, which is kind of out that way. It can really mess me up. So I'm a little bit careful with him, but I need to pump a little bit of health. Once I get his speed to 300, I'm gonna pump a little bit of health, and hopefully that should be good. I might do it a little bit before that. I might give him a little bit more health before that, but all in all, he's insane. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do over here. Man, the light rays, crazy. I've been thinking about a lot of what I want to do here, and as y'all can see, the area is not flat. Now, contrary to popular belief, flat is not the be-all, end-all. It isn't. Like, a lot of people like the flat areas and stuff because they really work well together, but at the same time, what I want to try to do is, I want to try to do something that I looked at doing last season. So, if you put a build 1.5 high, you have very good access to it. Remember my vault in the last season, how it was like, I guess it was on top of a pillar, and I had to jump to access it. Like I would jump and press E to access it. If it was 1.5 high, if it was only a half high, or 1.5 high with a foundation underneath, I could have accessed it from underneath the floor. So I can probably play around with some stuff like that and get some vault storage going. But it's going to be a little while before I get to vaults. The main thing I need to do right now is protect my current dinosaurs here, because I don't have anything. Now, I know like everybody's just like, build a pen. Well, I don't really want to build a pen. I kind of want to build a dino barn. And it's going to have to be a little offset, because my plan for the base is not going to be a huge complex at first. I'd rather it be a little bit more sophisticated than that, meaning everything's going to have a use. Now, I do want a garage, so I do want to be able to bring a dino in and offload all of my materials and kind of have my workshop there. I also want some place to store dinos, like a barn, and I want a separate structure to be an aesthetic build altogether. When I grew up in a, what they call a half A-frame house, meaning if this was the house, okay, an A-frame, a traditional A-frame house, the roof would extend all the way to the ground. And a half A-frame house, the roof almost extends to the ground on one side, and the other side, it doesn't even extend that far. Also, it was 2 stories high, so I'd like to do something like that. Now that furniture is going to become a thing, I really think that I can decorate it and really make it nice and experiment with some structures and stuff. But first things first, we really have to have a place to put our dinos. Now, I don't think the dinos are going to be in much trouble if they're all hidden and covered up like that, and I still have to think about logistics, like where the food troughs are going to be and things like that. But I think today what I'm going to start off with is a pretty simple platform idea, and what I'm going to do with that is I actually have, let me go ahead and turn these light rays down, because man, light shafts and bloom quality. There we go. Now we can actually see. So now that we get to work, it's a little bit. By the way, I'm wearing clothes. If you'll look, I have all of just the cloth armor on, because the hyperthermic insulation is better than anything. And if I'm not mistaken, we have some blueprints for some better cloth. So when I get back to home base, or Poop HQ, I guess, I'm going to try to make some better ones. So let's see. Archangel, I don't think has anything. I just raided a little green deal, and I had some of this too. So I'll go ahead and put some of these up. We might as well keep these. Well, we'll just keep them on Archangel for now. What I need first is pillars, I think, and I need to line them up. So Carrier Pigeon brought most of the pillars and the walls, so it's going to give us a little bit of building room. And if I'm not mistaken, we can hold about 30 before getting overburdened. Yeah, 35 we're overburdened, so that shouldn't be that bad. Let's just do 30. All right. So let's put those in slot 0, I guess. And where do we want to start? So this dino born, we're going to have it kind of raised off the ground. And there's going to be a ramp that leads to it, probably 4 ramps wide, so anything can get up it. Now, I don't think that I'm going to be putting Brontos here. In fact, I don't see any reason to have to store Brontos yet. And I can always change that later or build a separate stall for just for Brontos because they're so big. So I think right now, I think the biggest I'm going to want to get in here is a Paraceratherium. Which is Paris right there, and we should be able to fit mammoths and all that stuff between. So if I start with a dino gate, which will be 9 wide, then that should be pretty good, or a behemoth gate, I should say. Now I don't know the Ingrams to a lot of this stuff, so just bear with me. But what I'm going to do right now, I guess, is build a platform and just clear out a little bit of area. So if I went with, and I'm going to make this a little bit extra supported. Since it's wood, if anything would get underneath here, what would probably happen is it would end up tearing it up. And I'm not opposed to changing it to stone sooner or later, but right now it's just going to be wood. So where do the pillars come out? The pillars would come out like right here. And this is primarily flat. Where's the drop-off? Okay, I think the drop-off is like about right here. So the bourne's going to have to be pretty big. Let's see what's behind me. That is not going to leave a whole bunch of space for the actual house. I do want the house to overlook. Okay, so let's go a little bit further up. We're not going to start it on the drop-off, I guess. We're going to start it right here. Okay? Bam! I'm going to do like Corrales. First block. Okay, so from here on, I think what I'm going to do is just start putting some ceilings down. And the ceilings are going to kind of gauge where I can go from it and how far I can go back. And then we might make a different level, like a separate level from there. But first, I just want to start putting some ceilings down. And I don't have any made. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'll bring you back once we have a little bit of progress done. Okay, guys. So the dimensions so far are 12 wide. I think it's still only 3 deep. Yeah, 12 wide by 3 deep, which it's still kind of shallow, but honestly, it's still a lot of materials. Now, I'm trying to get the entrance right and how I want it, and I think 4 is going to be enough. We could make it an odd number if I have to, just by extending one more out on this side, but the slope's getting kind of high, and I think I want to do a separate area for this, because the workshop is going to be connected with the Dino Born. I just don't know how yet. So what I want to do is try to line these ramps up, but it looks like I'm going to need a foundation here. So if I do this correctly, let me grab this. I should be able to set down a foundation here, and that would make a big difference. So even though this won't be showing, I'd still like to be able to get a little bit closer and make it like symmetrical or whatever. Let's see if that helps. Yep, I can place on all of them now, I think. This one too? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to make a few more ramps, and I think I'm going to try to put a gate together so that I can actually, I can put a front on it. Alright, you guys, I'm about ready to place the behemoth gate, but before I do that, I kind of played around with placement, and I think I need to put a couple of walls up to see how it'll sit. Also, if I'm thinking about a roof here, I'm definitely going to need to stretch pillars up where the behemoth gate, I guess the frame you'd call it, will go. So as far as walls are concerned, I guess I should be able to put a couple on the outside right here. So let's do that. And this is 7. Now I need him to face inside just like this. Perfect. And I know you can rotate them now, but I haven't done any of that yet. Okay, so there's 2 walls there. Let's go down here and kind of do the same thing. Alright, and it looks like I need a little drink of water. No problem. Okay, so now we have our walls, and we should be able to position the behemoth gate. I believe we should be able to do it. So let's stand in the center. This is in between the 2 ramps, I believe. And we're going to look straight down. And now we're going to press 9 and go into K menu. And there we go. So it will touch on both sides from what I see. Let's see. Yep, it will be touching. But now, the only thing about that is the roof. I think I'm going to have to place the pillars on the inside, which shouldn't be that bad. Do I want to move backward a little bit? Because they're still going to have the fronts jutting out right there. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty difficult. What I think I'll do is... Oh, that's actually not even. I would need one more to be touching. Okay, let's try that actually. So I'm going to get out of this mode. I'm going to put one more on either side. So 7 and 7. Okay, let's try that again. You gotta be straight. Okay. Now, yeah, definitely it does show the walls. Okay, so I'm thinking that this will probably be it, because I want the gate to kind of swing out like that. I think that ought to be good. And it doesn't look like it's crooked. That's it. It's a done deal. Okay. Wow. So now that I have that gate done, I think I'll just need to do... The pillars should be able to fit on the inside if I really need to. If not, it's going to go right there. I should be able to see though. Let's get out of K menu and I'll see. So if I were to put a pillar right here, let's see if it'll place. No, it will not place on that one. But it can place on this one, which will still kind of not be in the way. And it can place on that one. Okay, that's pretty good if I really have to. Yeah, the support should be fine right there. Okay, I'm really happy with that. Now, I could place the door, but I think it's just going to get in my way right now, so I'll leave that be. But that's going to be the front of it. So now we have to start thinking about depth, and a complication that I'm running into naturally is the hillside is going up right here. So I'm going to have to make a small ramp. What I think I'm going to do with that is, if I can connect the ramps without worrying about foundations yet, that would be really, really good. So let's see who has the ramps here. I think it was Timbaland. No, it is not. Carrier Pigeon, do you have the ramps? You do not? Well, there's only one other place to look. Paris has the ramps. Okay, 2 ramps. That ought to be good to test. Let's bring them on over. I love how there's wild frogs everywhere in my land. That's really cool. Okay, so I don't think I could put a ramp here. Yeah, it's going to want to go that way. So what I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to need to play around with the frames the way they go. And to do that, I guess the best bet is just going to be to like put a pillar right here and extend it with a roof. So let's see, this is 3 in. I should just do it on these even ones like I have those. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'll stretch out. Oh, not that one. Not that one either. There we go. I'll put a pillar at each of these pillars. And that means I should be able to stretch out my ceilings back. Right? Like I can move the ceilings back by 2. I should probably do this with thatch, although I don't know how much thatch I have. Let's check the roof count. So I have plenty of wood. I might as well just do it with wood. Okay, so wood ceilings. We've got a few here. I don't need the walls anymore, so I'll put those up for now. And so the wood ceilings, what I'll have to do with them to figure out and have it come out square, I'm gonna have to do something like this. So we'll do 7 to put this up there, like so, and then like so. All right, now it'll be square. Now I can put a pillar underneath here, and I can demolish these. And I should be able to connect a ramp right there. Very, very close. I think I might have to come a little bit closer. That kills me, man. Why do you do that? So it would waste some space, but I think I'm gonna actually have to come in by 1. Hold on. And instead of that, I'll have to demolish here. And demolish this one. And now I'll set the ramp. So now I do waste a little bit of space here, but it's a lot better than having that gap there. Now that I have this in place, I should be able to extend the ceilings out as far as I need to go, and the pillars. So honestly, I placed the pillars in error because they're going to be placed on the ground. But that's not a big deal. Why am I grabbing stone? Am I seeing stuff? Is the heat getting that bad? I sound like it. Thank goodness for this cloth clothing. Alright. So now that I got these out the way, I can actually build a little bit of ceiling out. Just like this. How many can I build? Just that. 2 more like that. Okay. And then I'll place another... Yeah, it would have still been better for me to do this way. Even though I'm going to come out a little bit different. And then right here. Oh, wait. Actually, that is incorrect. Yeah, I think that's incorrect. Yeah, it is. Because I'm going to have to put a roof. How's it connecting? It's connected on this one. I'm trying to keep the line up. I'm trying to keep all the beams lined up. If I'm not making any sense, that's why. So what I think I'm going to do is play around with this lineup a little bit and get it square and start extending it back towards the cliff. Coming right along, you guys. And I know in the last clip, y'all were probably screaming at me, Z, no, one high ain't going to be enough. It's going to run into the hill. And you're absolutely right. And before I went too far, I thought about that. And I was like, well, we're going to run into the same problem again. You know, honestly, at the first part, I knew that we'd run into the hill at some point. I didn't know it was going to be this close. But I'm kind of glad it did, because it gives it a split level design. And it looks a lot better like this. I think this is going to be pretty cool. So when we come in here, some of the smaller dinos or some of the mounts and stuff will be able to go right here. This is a good little area, about 2.5 wide. We'll be able to park a lot of stuff here. And we'll also be able to park on this side. So these walls are going to be closed in. Now when we go up top here, we're going to have a little bit of options to do some stuff. We can go further back, which we will for sure, and we can also go a little bit down and to the right if we really need to for some of the smaller dinos. And we can do some split level stuff. So let's say we had a ramp going down here, for instance, and on the other side, again, to stretch further back. We can actually go down here and park smaller dinos in a lower section due to the way that this hill is done. Now, that's not going to look really good aesthetic, so we'll see. When we start losing room, I guess, when we start running out of room, we can always look for the more economical approach, I guess. But right now, it's getting to be pretty massive. So I'm going to place these last 2, and then we're just going to take a look at it from the front. I'd like to place the door on it and kind of see how it looks as well. Plus, it'll get it out of my inventory. All right, we place that there. Bam. All right, so let's go out here. I think it's going to look pretty good. Where is my bird? I know carrier pigeons there. Um, where did Archangel go? Oh no. Alright, I'm gonna have to look for Archangel. Whew, guys. Found Archangel. Actually, Mazion found Archangel. When I lost her, I went in TeamSpeak just to see who was around to see and let everybody know that that Ark was missing. And then all of a sudden, Slip was here, and then he was here, and they started looking around, and it happened to be down there in the trees. Maybe you guys even saw in some of the video clips. I had looked through the video clips, and I really couldn't tell, but I was about ready to give up, and huge thanks to Maz and Slip for helping me out like that. They didn't have to do that, and it was awesome of them. Anyway, I guess that's what friends are for, you know. Anyway, the build is it's so off balance right now, guys. So just to review, this is going to change. Like, I have to make some more walls to fill in that crack. I have to make some more walls to fill in that crack. But I did fill in the sides with all walls up until that. I'm actually going to have to demolish the ramps and create one more. Well, I might not have to demolish the ramps, but I will have to put one more foundation or, well, a support pillar and a roof down there so I can actually stack walls on top so that this gap is closed. And the same thing with the other side. But as y'all can see, the dinos are starting to fit. Now, it looks real small right now, but it's because the Paraceratherium's in there. And the Paras is actually going to be stationed in the mountain. So we're not going to have to worry about the Paras taking up that much room. And then this is just like the parking area for some of the mounts that I'm going to have, like a couple of my birds maybe, and that kind of stuff. Because we won't have to worry about like the, you know, going through the top or anything for the birds. Now we can land them anywhere because we can walk them around, which is pretty cool. And this whole area right here, I just walled off the back temporarily because I'm pretty much out of materials. In fact, Slip helped me get a little bit of fiber just to finish this back wall, and that's just to keep any riffraff out from down here. The Paraceratherium can't even get up here, and they aren't hostile anyway. There's really no T-Rexes in here. Every once in a while, I see Alpha Raptors and stuff, but while I'm offline, there shouldn't be a big problem with that. So everything should be relatively safe right now, and I'm still going to put them on neutral so they can do what they have to do. But for the most part, everything should be fine. But that is going to be it for today. I used a lot of time today putting this build together, and even though it's far from pretty, we're going for function first, and the function is correct. Like, it's made to protect dinosaurs because I couldn't keep them around that house that much longer. And next time we come back, we'll probably finish out at least a foundation and get some walls up around here. Offline, I'm probably going to do some a lot of material grinding tomorrow and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, the montages at the beginning and stuff, and just like the little cutscenes for the prettiness of Ark. I feel like sometimes I take advantage. I take that for granted. And I don't show it off enough, but there's some beautiful stuff in this game. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give me some tap on that like button to show you support for the series. And you can also subscribe to the channel for more daily videos, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zul'jin signing off, and we'll see you next time.